As we wrap up Women's History Month, we are spotlighting a trailblazer. Kathy Whitmire is Houston's first woman mayor. Our Michelle Choi caught up with her for a look back and her message for the future.
Here at U of H Library's Special Collections Archive Room, you'll find box after box
Folder 28.
dedicated to preserving the mark Kathy Whitmire made on Houston history. The first woman to be elected to Houston city government, Kathy's never been one to back down from a challenge. We recently caught up with the trailblazer via Zoom.
All of these are real pictures that I took here in Hawaii.
That backdrop of paradise has been Kathy's home for the last 20 years, but her heart will always be in Houston, where she was born and raised. A graduate of University of Houston's Business School, Kathy went on to earn a master's degree in accounting, later becoming a CPA in a field dominated by men. Inspired by the women's movement and her father and her late husband Jim Whitmire's stint in local politics, Kathy began her political career here in the Bayou City as city controller.
There were a lot of people who didn't think I would have a chance.
Back in 1977.
I was also the first CPA to ever be elected to the office of city controller.
Shortly after, Houston City Magazine featured her on their cover as a superhero, asking, will Controller Kathy Whitmire become Houston's political Wonder Woman? 4 years later, she was elected Houston's first woman mayor.
To me, having that opportunity to break that glass ceiling was very important, not only for Houston and not only for me, but for women.
She would go on to win 4 more terms as mayor.
I'm Kathy Whitmire, the mayor of Houston.
40 years later, looking back.
But we kept our eyes on the future, and together we met that challenge.
Kathy shared with me some of her most memorable moments, from appointing Houston's first African-American police chief, Lee Brown.
So I still consider that to be my most important decision.
To getting a city plagued by the economic downturn of the 80s back on its feet.
The fact that we were able to overcome it and the city became more diversified economically is something that I'm very proud of.
And helped Houston overcome devastating storms like Hurricane Alicia and the hard freeze of 1989.
This is a system that will actually work much better.
Fast forward to today, Kathy isn't in local politics anymore, but she's got advice for the next generation of young women looking to lead.
Believing in yourself, but believing in your cause and understanding the values that motivate you.
Michelle Choi, KHOU 11 News.
Well, I know Kathy's in Hawaii now, but being a UH alum, I'm sure she's cheering on the Cougs louder than anybody else. That's great.
Absolutely, yes.